interesting stuff. Like Kellyanne Conway. She wants you to watch what you say when you're microwaving your popcorn. Because, yes, because as the deadline arrives for you-know-who to give evidence that his phones were actually tapped by President Obama, she is claiming spying goes way beyond your phone. Take a look.
What I can say is there are many ways to surveil each other now, unfortunately.
Do you believe
there was an article this week that talked about how you can surveil someone through their phones, through their, certainly through their television sets, any number of different ways, and microwaves that turn into cameras, etc. So we know that that is just a fact of modern life.
Uh-oh. You know, I think my dishwasher called me a bitch yesterday. Oh, my God. I'm so nervous.
You know what was scary about that is that her response was, her answer was in response to the question about our former president possibly wiretapping Trump, which means they're trying to call President Obama a felon.
Right.
And in response to that, you talk about microwaves. I mean, what was fascinating to me? I mean, I, as a prosecutor, certainly know about wiretapping, and I trained with the FBI, but we didn't have microwaves on our warrants. we didn't have that on any of our warrants.
No one had microwaves.
Maybe you didn't advance to that level,
Maybe.
But Kellyanne also mentioned that we're wasting a lot of time talking about this, but the problem here is what Sunny said. When you lay out a claim that has these kind of repercussions, it's no longer tweets without consequence.
Yes.
When you say those words, it's forcing the hand of the government to investigate. Yeah. So the more they keep doubling down, the more they're wasting time in what we have to do. And everyone knows only ghosts come through your TV. Poltergeist? Come on. It's not spies.
But today is the put up or shut up day, right? Because the House Intelligence Committee has said, if you have evidence, you give it to us today. Where is it?
House Intelligence Committee is in a terrible
lunch.
position now because they have to demand proof. You have the Department of Justice in a terrible position because they're supposed to turn over evidence. And they're all saying, investigate what? Evidence about what? Because
the microwave.
And the sad thing about this is that Kellyanne Conway, there is a point to be made about the NSA overreaching. There's a point to be made about Big Brother and this metadata, this phone data that was collected about individuals and their phone calls.
That has nothing to do with this.
Right, but that's the thing. When they conflate that issue, there's people that really have legitimate privacy concerns. Don't bring that issue into this one. Because these are two separate issues. When someone asks you a direct question about an investigation, you need to have an answer. If you work for the administration, if you go on national television and you work for them, have an answer. Don't divert. You are responsible for that.
They're taking care of it, though. We have a tweet here from someone. Per my orders, Kellyanne and press secretary are throwing out all White House microwaves. Can't let Obama spy with microwaves. So don't worry, we're getting it fixed, guys.
That's right. They never follow protocol, this administration. I mean, I'm sure